Hello and welcome to your Sound Wisdom Tarot reading for messages from the other side. I'm Shannon Rose Scott, and this is a reading for those of you wanting to connect with someone who's passed on, whether that's someone you know or an ancestor that has messages for you. So first, we'll invite them in, then we'll find out who they are. Now, this deck, I've only pulled the major arcana cards and the court cards so that we can get an indication as to who has arrived. Then we'll use the full Light Seers Tarot deck to get some specific messages that they want to pass on to you, followed by some oracle cards from the Angel Oracle deck and from an Archangel Oracle deck. So, let us begin. Spirit guides, high divine, intergalactical beings, and angel guides, please help me connect to the deceased loved one and or ancestor who wishes to come through for this reading. Highest messages only. Spirit, we welcome you. Thank you for joining us. So let's find out who is here. Who is here with us? Who is here with us for this reading? Who has a message for my collective tuning in? Who is here? Please give us an indication as to who you are. That one's kind of sticking. What else? I would like to pull the jumper, so I do appreciate I'd like to allow the jumper. So I appreciate your patience, collective. Wow, okay. So I don't usually take two cards for this reading, but two cards have been showing up lately, so I'll take what comes. So our person coming in, I think, was perhaps a brother or a male friend. Okay, so someone who you considered a brother, whether that was by blood, by family, by friendship. And this person, this brother, this man, could have been a little bit aggressive with this Knight of Swords energy. They might have had a bit of anger, a sharp tongue, and they were very quick. Like they rushed through their life a bit. We also have the card of the Hermit. So I feel like this person spent a lot of time alone. And the card that was stuck was the card of Justice. I feel like this person then felt like things in their life weren't fair. And that's why sometimes they spent time on their own. They would shut themselves off from the world because things weren't fair. And they tried to just be alone. They might have spent time online with this laptop appearing in the card. They might have spent time writing. And I'm just getting the message that they sometimes made hasty decisions, and that could have even been what led to their passing. Was a sort of hasty, harsh, and kind of cold decision. So we have, with these two cards, we have an older and a younger person. So I feel like for some of you tuning in, this was an older person that had, though, this kind of youthful energy to them. And for others of you tuning in, this was actually a younger person, perhaps even an adolescent, 20s, early 30s, but who had an old soul. Let me know in the comments below if you wish to share who this person was for you. But they have a message for you. They have a message for you. So let's find out what that message is. So, put you here. So as we turn to the tarot now, please, Spirit, this deceased loved one, this brother in blood or friendship, what message do you have for your collective tuning in? What message do you have? That clicked. What message do you have? What message do you have for our listener tuning in? What would you like to say to them? Why are you here? Thank you. What else? What else? Thank you. And what more, please? Okay. So the card that kind of flipped, but then flipped back, but I still took it, was the Page of Pentacles. Then you have King of Cups showing up in reverse. Five of Wands. And Nine of Pentacles. So this brother and our friend they want to acknowledge and provide you with some support regarding this new creative project that you've been trying to establish in your life. they see you balancing and doing this balancing work of trying this new, there's some sort of new career you've been working on. It might not be brand new, but it's still not fully established. And they know that you've been kind of feeling a little unstable, like you've got just one foot to stand on, while you attempt this really large task. And they know that you haven't been feeling so emotionally fulfilled, because we have King of Cups in reverse. You may be kind of trying to squash your feelings. It's like you're trying to not feel them. This could have been a project you started together. This could have been something you were doing together, or that they advised you around. Or it could have nothing to do with them that way, and they just want to acknowledge that they've seen that you've been doing this, and they see that you've been trying to hide your own feelings. And whether that's because of them, right? If this was something that you had started with them or were doing with them, they acknowledge that that's causing you some emotional issues right now. Or whether it had nothing to do with them, they are aware that you've been trying to hide from your deeper sense of knowing. See, your feelings are actually your highest guidance system. So they're here coming through, your brother's here coming through to let you know that you need to feel. You need to let yourself feel what's going on. I'm not sure if you heard that horn honking, but that was kind of like, yes, a little signal coming through, being like, yes, you gotta feel what's coming on, what's coming through, because your feelings are kind of like that horn honking, like letting you know danger, or go ahead. Yeah, we're not meant to hide from our feelings or to ignore them, because they are telling you which direction to go. Our uncomfortable feelings, things like anger, sadness, anxiety, are signs that somehow we're out of alignment with what we want to be doing. Right? If you're angry about something, here again, right? Confirmation again. If you're angry about something, that's a sign something you need to change something. Right? You don't have to just stay stuck in anger. You need to recognize your anger as a tool to help you shift and change something, to stand up for yourself. Some boundary's been crossed. If it's anxiety, it's because you're doing something you don't really want to be doing. And if it's sadness, it's time to acknowledge that, you've lost something, you're yearning for something. And can you move towards that yearning? It's okay to feel. It's not only okay, it's necessary. And when you do allow your feelings, you'll rise above them. But when you try to squash them, like the water here, the water will actually kind of drown you. But when you let yourself feel, guess what? You get to rise above the feelings, almost like you're floating on them. It's only when we try to resist them that we actually feel like we're caught underneath them and that they're too much. It's the resisting that is more painful than actually feeling them. But regarding this work thing that you've been starting, that right now, your brother wants to acknowledge that it's challenging. Okay, so here we have this Five of Wands, of these people that are kind of trying to rise to the top. And they're kind of scrambling over each other, trying to rise up, trying to rise to the top. Based on the other cards you have here, I actually see this as a good thing. And there's that confirmation again. I see this as a good thing. Sometimes based on the other cards, I would see this as a warning to be careful that you're not overachieving. Like trying to overachieve, overwork. But here I just see this as confirmation that no, you are rising to the top. And it does take a lot of work. And sometimes I feel like all of these people are you. Sometimes it'll feel like you fall. And then you have to get back up and try again. And you fall again. And you have to get back up and try again. And each time you get back up, look, you build another wand that helps you get a little higher, a little higher, a little higher. And eventually you get to reach this torch of passion. So your brother wants you to know. Your brother, your friend wants you to know to keep going. Don't let the falls stop you. Keep going. Keep working. Keep efforting. Because look at what is going to come your way when you keep going. Nine of Pentacles. This is the card of being independently successful and having the abundance you need to live a life of comfort and abundance and happiness. I feel like based on the King of Cups there, this is also saying that as you're working on learning to feel, it'll be a bit of a challenge. And sometimes you'll feel like you failed. You'll feel like you fell. But don't let that stop you from feeling. Keep tuning in, because feeling all of your feelings also allows the passion to be felt as well. Whereas when you try to, wands represents like passion, that fire, that spark of inspiration and joy. But when you try to squash your feelings and not allow them, if you try to not allow the bad, uncomfortable feelings, well, guess what? You also won't allow the fire. You'll put out your fire. But you are meant to be not only financially wealthy and abundant, but emotionally too. And if you can keep working at it step by step and not let the falls pull you back down, you're very close to reaching this state of being financially independent and successful on your own. So for those of you that did maybe start this job, this project with this person who has passed on, they want you to know you can still do it now. You can do it on your own. And if it wasn't started with them, like it's still the same message. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. You're meant to do this. Let's get a message from the angels regarding your angel, this brother, this friend. Let's get another message of advice, a piece of advice, please, regarding this path, regarding this message. What do they want you to know? What would you like to say? What would you like to say? What other messages do you have? for those here tuning in. Come on out. Come on out. What would you like to say, please? It's almost like the message has been said. But please give us one. Well, with this deck, one, and with the other deck, one more. Please give us some guidance, some advice. Okay, I'm hearing not this deck, not this deck. Okay, I'll listen. I'll listen. This one. What would you like to say? Thank you. Two cards. Two cards came from this one, so they both wanted to come from this deck. Here we go. We've got Power Animal. Your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and is helping you with this situation. So your brother here, look at this. Your brother here was on a horse, and here we have another image of a horse. So the horse might be your power animal. That's going to resonate for some of you. This white horse. Wow. The brother that once rushed and was a little too fierce has now become more feminine in their passing. And that's not to say, like, that's not a criticism. That's like, they've become softer. They're okay with the fact that they've passed. I feel like that needs to be said to you as well. They are okay with that. It might have been unfair at the time, but they're okay where they are. And they're here now. And every time you see a horse or a power animal that resonates more for you, but I do feel like with that double horse, there's definitely a horse connection. Let me know in the comments below what your power animal is, either with an emoji or a word. But every time you think of a horse, you see a horse, whether an actual horse or an image of one on TV or in books, online, it's like a little message that your brother's here. Your friend, your brother is here. And anytime you need help with this battle, you need help with your emotions, you need help with this career, tune into the power of the horse. The horse takes things step by step. The horse is a support to people. Horses can travel fast, but they can also be gentle. Horses are used in like horse therapy. They are emotionally attuned. And I do encourage you to look up online what horse means for you, and maybe even drop that in the comments below. If you know like what horse represents or what it represents for you, can you put that in the comments below to help our collective tuning in learn even more and to help grow our community? That you've got this horse spirit helping you. And the other piece of advice from your brother, from your friend, is the advice of the God box. Write any worries, concerns, and or desires regarding this situation. Okay, write them down on a paper and put it in a special container called a God box, or whatever you wish to call it. And let the divine help you. Let your brother, your spirit guide help you. They can still help you from beyond. Absolutely they can. So write down your desires for this project. Write down your concerns, your fears. Put it in the box as a way to invite help from the other side. Help from the other side to come in and support you, to help take care of it for you. Because you are meant to have this. Keep working on it. Keep working your way to the top. You're almost there. Justice is coming for you. You will get balance from your efforts. And that's your message. Thank you so much for joining us, Spirit. We invite you to be with us and yet return. My collective, do let me know how this resonated for you. Share your story for all of us here, or even just an emoji if you're not quite ready to share it all. I understand that. But the more you comment below, the more I can tune into your energy for future readings. And if this resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe. And thank you for all those of you who've already supported me or are about to through subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing. It really is an honor to spend time with you and your energy, my collective. Mwah. Until next time, keep tuning into your inner wisdom.